And I immediately had to stop in my tracks, bro, because I looked down at the bag, and I kid you not, it was actually full of... Honestly, bro, working at GameStop was tough as surviving the salty spittoon. I don't know why so many people think it's easy, when in actuality, it's no different than any other retail job. And in a lot of ways, it's actually worse. Like, people honestly think it's like... Hey, you two cool cats. Once you're done your epic video game pool party, you can watch me and Chun-Li rub lotion on each other. Yo! Yeah! Yeah, that was never the case. Like I said, a lot of the time it was just like any other retail job that you would do mundanely in order to receive a paycheck at the end of the 2 weeks. Not much flair, not much razzle. Like, it wasn't fun. It didn't flat out suck, but it most definitely was not no super rainbow happy mushroom kingdom fun time. Actually, at one point I low-key got PTSD over it and would feel mental dread before going inside a GameStop. Like, trust me bro, that was no kid crying inside the store that the last copy of Minecraft Legends was sold out. That was me. I was not okay mentally. I was beyond tired and way past exhausted. And in all honesty, you wanna know what really ran my mental battery low? Like I'm talking, this is what always dropped it to E. It was the customers.
There's 10-year-olds running around the store going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this is the best game ever! Mommy, can I have this? Can I have this? No, no, I want this one, no, no, no!
Yep,
oh my god.
It would be exactly like that. No, this guy's literally me. Oh my gosh, no, this bro's literally my spirit animal. Like, his pain is honestly my pain. Freaking GameStop, man. It was exhausting to say the least. Between dealing with hyper toddlers and crazy Karens, I still marvel at the fact that I was there for literally 3 years. Like, I was also dealing with a lot of people trying to sell me the craziest stuff. Sometimes it wasn't even a game. A dude literally came in trying to sell me the Master Sword replica. Not gonna lie, I really want to take it, but my manager's being so freaking annoying about it. Like, no, let me just have it. I need it more than you do. Len, it's against company policy. I need it. No, you don't. You're just a dude. That's coming out of your pay. By which I mean your entire paycheck. So one day I showed up for a 10-hour clothing shift, and this was during my earlier days working at the shop. And as I said earlier, we'd often get a ton of crazy things coming into our store, but this one took the cake. Like, literally, the entire cake. So in comes this girl, and she has a Walmart bag full of games, and she's like, yeah, I want to sell all of these and see what I can get for them. And I was like, sure, let me just check out what you have. And I immediately had to stop in my tracks. Bro, I looked down into the bag, and I kid you not, it was full of erotic, not safe for work. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, erotic is in fact erotic visual novel game. So basically, just imagine your typical visual novel game, but, you know, it's got a little more spice to it. Like, you know what I mean? It's got a little bit more kick to it. Yeah, just not safe for work. So there I am, looking down at the bag, and Beanika's beside me, but she's at the edge of the register, so she can't really see what's in the bag. And I look up at the girl, and she just has a look of embarrassment, but I swear to you, she also has the look of, oh shit, what's gonna happen next? Is he actually gonna take him? Like, bro, what is this job? Sometimes I think I'm working at a raunchy pawn shop. Ma'am, I honestly don't think that I can... And before I can even usher out a full sentence, she's like, remember, these are still technically games, so you have to at least scan them and see if they can still be traded or sold. Is that not your store's policy? Yeah, but I'm sorry, what? Was the policy not clear? I felt stuck. I felt like she had me in a crazy surefire stalemate. I honestly had no choice. I reach into the bag and I pull out game after game, each one having a crazier cover than the last. Like, it was some really raunchy stuff. Beanika finally takes notice of what's going on at my register. She then rushes over to me, puts her hands on the games to make sure that nobody else in the store could see what was actually going on.
Are you crazy? We don't sell hentai games, you know that.
Yeah, but
they're technically games, so you have to take them.
Yeah, she was saying that. No, we don't. We don't take porn. Not gonna lie to you, man. She said that hella loud. Like a good chunk of the people heard that in the store. But, if anything, Beanika always had a knack for standing on business. So then the girl says, can I at least get something for everything in this bag? I don't want to take this home with me. No. Not even store credit? Store credit for what? Hell no! Well, I'm not taking them home with me. And I kid you not, this girl just dumps the bag on the counter and walks away. I'm just there thinking to myself, what the hell? Is this normal? Do people try and sell like porn games at GameStop? And I just didn't know about it till now? So then Beanika tears into me. She was like, Len, you know we can't take 18 plus games. Where would we even put them? Shoot, how would we even try and sell them? That wasn't a rhetorical question. I need an actual answer. I don't know. I was thinking probably that shelf over there, maybe, kind of. That shelf over... You wanted to put hentai next to the Nintendo shelf? The shelf where mostly kids go to? Not directly, like, beside the shelf, but, like, on the top shelf. You know, like no kid would be reaching up there. Like, it's like the top shelf. Why do you keep staring at me like that? I'm talking about the top shelf. I said the top... Yeah, that actually put me on probation. Alright, bro, can I just tell you a stressful situation? Imagine being at work. Okay, wait, let me try that again. Imagine being at work super high. Okay, wait, scratch that. One more time. Imagine being at work, not only that you're super high, but your manager's also high too. Here's the kicker. All of it, happened by accident. Alright, so take it in. When it's your first time indulging in gas, there's usually one of two ways it goes down. Like, you can either get A, the peaceful joy route that consists of positive vibes, laughter, and an copious amount of junk food. Like, seriously, you won't even realize you've eaten an entire bag of Doritos till you get to the end of it. Or B, you can go down the dark, dank path full of anxiety, paranoia, and even psychosis that'll have you losing touch with reality if you screw up enough. You know, food for thought. Now, I've only ever indulged in wacky tobacco about 3 times in my whole life. One experience was really good, the other one was stuff made up of straight nightmare fuel, and the third was pretty neutral. This time, we're gonna focus on the neutral experience. So, throughout my life, especially in high school and college, I've had so many chances to get high. But I would often say no for one of 2 reasons. Reason number 1 being that I used to be an asthmatic and I had no burger flipping idea how my body would react to that, let alone my lungs. And reason number 2, bro, I was basically scared of what would happen if my mom found out. And how badly she would whoop me. Out of love, of course, but still whoop my ass all the same. But here's how I eventually threw caution to the wind in order to indulge in that sweet, sweet Mary Jane. Smooth. So there I was at work, and in all honesty, it was a super slow afternoon shift, and I was just going over inventory while Beanica was just, you know, being a hard worker, I guess. Managers, am I right? Up top, people! Now, for a multitude of life-crippling reasons, I remember being super stressed out at the time. I had internships for animation, starting this very channel so I could make cartoons to relieve said stress from doing my internships with animation, home life, school, and this very much soul-sucking job where really started to get me at the time. And one of my coworkers, the super fun, peace-loving hippie, Emergen, she would often take notice of that. Why? Because we'd often get lunch together whenever we could. And I'll be honest with you, bro, Emergen, she was great. Like, she would also get lunch together. She would bring lunch for me sometimes. She was really cool. I wouldn't really call her a work wife or anything like that. That role honestly 100% belonged to Beanica. And you'll find out why the more I keep making these videos. Oh my gosh. So it's break time and I'm about to head out while Emergen is about to head back in. So she comes up to me and she's all like, "Hey Len, are you still feeling stressed out?" No, don't worry about it. I'll be okay. You know, once I cry myself to sleep. Yikes, I didn't know it was that harsh. You have no idea. Well, hey, I think I have something that might help. An alternate future where I don't have to work and I can just sit by the beach drinking boba tea? No, but this is probably the next best thing. Emergen then reaches into her purse and pulls out a small baggie with brownie bite. And I already knew what this was, bro. Now, quick PSA. You see, up here in Canada, weed is basically legal. Like, you can literally walk into any dispensary store and grab it, similar to alcohol. Being able to use it on the job, well, that's where things can get muddled. But bro, let's be honest here. I worked at a GameStop. Basically, everybody there was high. So Emergen is like, it'll help you super relax, and it's just a micro amount compared to most adults. I mean, between you and me, I've seen Emergen walk into a dispensary by the store, and it was no big deal. So no pressure, but here you go. And it'll help your shift just fly by. When do you get off again? I'm closing. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Here, just take a whole one. Keep in mind, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, and normally I'd turn her down and be like, no, it's okay, but a part of me was honestly curious, and I even asked her how to do it, like I needed a tutorial. It's food, you just eat it. So I popped an entire one into my mouth, and it had a funny aftertaste, but other than that, it tasted like a regular brownie. Oh, and don't forget the magic words. Magic words? These edibles ain't shit. Anyway, I went on to lunch, and the entire time, a part of me was worried, but another part of me was actually looking forward to the experience. So 20-ish minutes or so later, I'm about to head back to the store, and I honestly don't feel a thing. So I pop the second brownie bite into my mouth and get back to the remainder of my shift. This is where shit goes wrong. So there I am, I'm just standing there by the register, and I start to feel more relaxed yet floaty, but in a good way. And then it hit me. Oh, so this is what it's like. And I'm just there leaning by the counter, flipping through inventory sheets. When a customer would come in, I'd help them, but I'd be going super slow at a snail's pace. Like, I was literally doing the most and the least at the same time. And Bianca comes over to me and she's like, Len, I'm gonna need your help to... Bro, I was damn near asleep on that desk. And the entire time I'm talking to Bianca, I kept asking her to repeat herself. And shit, bro, I was just faded. Yeah, yo, that's crazy. Yo, can you say that again? Nah, alright, cool. Nah, that's wild for real. But, yo, what was that? Tell me again? Len, not you too. Oh my god, are you high? Hey, you can't ask me that. Not you too. What do you mean? Well, I was telling Emergen how I was feeling kind of stressed, and then, you know, bro, she had it all. The red eyes, the slack-chilled look, the I don't want to be here right now dealing with this shit kind of vibe. Bianca was faded. Like, yo, this girl Emergen is a certifiable drug pusher. There is no way you got Miss 10 Toes Down Bianca fried as well. And that's when I knew it. That's when I knew we were cooked. Alright, bro. Let me tell you a stressful situation. Imagine being at work. Okay, wait. Let me try that again. Imagine being at work high. Okay, wait. Scratch that. One more time. Imagine being at work and not only are you high, but your manager is too. Alright, Len. I think we're all just gonna take it easy, have a super chill day, and make it as obvious as humanly possible that we're not under the influence of... Hey, if you guys want any more, just say the word. I'm down for hotboxing after work by the beach. That'd be so fire. Yeah, no, I'm down for real. What? No, Emergen, girl, we're gonna have to talk after this. I only did it cause I fucking hate this place, but we can't be doing this. What? I thought we were like in a pack together or some shit. So, y'all not trying to get high? So next thing you know, he's like, you're quite strong, my friend. And I'm glad you're taking good care of yourself. Yo, Nah, I'm gonna crash out. Yo, what up, Friendster? It's Lennester. Before we get into today's video, I just want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors, our homies at GamerStop. Bro, raw meat is back in stock. I love this joint, I'm not gonna lie. The packaging's wild, but you know what? I love it, and shout out to Meat Canyon. I love that dude. But yeah, use code Lennester, get 20% off, and get you some of that meaty goodness. Alright, bro, let's get back to the story, because I got a crazy story to tell y'all. So, as you can see from my title, this is about to be crazy. And in all honesty, bro, I was contemplating even making this story, but nah, I'm gonna tell y'all. And I'm gonna start with the moral of the story way before the ending. And that moral being, I have patience. Let me explain with a quickie story. During the panini, my old man asked me to wait outside of a Home Depot, and at this point, you had to wait a solid 2 to 3 hours to pick up whatever item you needed. 2 to 3 hours, remember what I said. Bro, I stood there for 4 hours waiting to pick up some dang trucking motor oil. Nah, cause I'm sorry, bro. I need to vent about this like in IRL real quick. So I was out there, right? For, yeah, literally 4 hours outside and in the cold. This is around January, February, so it is really freaking cold. And I'm just waiting there, hoping, praying that, like, man, this guy comes here with my order, comes here fast. And the crazy thing about it, this guy was taking his sweet time. So I'm gonna add some little context to it, just cause like I didn't even animate it, but I'm doing it right now. This dude was taking his sweetest time to like just get out those orders. And for whatever reason, I guess call it Canadian culture, people just like tried to line up. But little did they know, bro was not coming back with these orders. So it was a wild time. I mean, if you were trying to get something and trying to get out, I wish you the best, like God go with you, because I promise you, bro, you would have been there for a solid, like, you would have been there for a brick, freezing your nips off, man. It was wild, and shout out to the people who stayed, like me, who literally thugged it out from, like, the afternoon until pushing into the evening, but for everybody else who left, I don't blame y'all. Which was crazy. People were literally walking away, fed up and exhausted. Bro, I still stood there 10 toes tall for 4 hours straight. Like, that's practically a part-time shift. Now, mind you, what would you have done? Walked away? Well, there was actually 2 reasons I couldn't do that. Bro, I was literally in the middle of nowhere. And besides, do you know what my dad would have done if I had left? I would have been broken into multiple pieces and literally unrecognizable. Yo, I was a victim for real. Literally during the standing, one of the employees come up to me and they're like, "Sir, you've been here for several hours. Are you sure you wouldn't rather just head back home and we'll give you a call when your order's ready?" Nah, man, I'm sure. Thank you though. Well, alright. You jackass. Patience. It's a virtue. Literally, to say the least, I have a crazy amount of patience when it comes to a lot of things, and especially in this situation. Because, bro, by the time I got my order for the 2 bottles of like trucker motor oil for my dad, I was like the last guy there. Everybody had just said, you know what, I'm just gonna go home, I'm just gonna wait. And the one guy just kind of looked at me, just like, "Bro, you're still here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man, like, I can't leave for real until I get it." And he's like, "Alright, man, alright, you got it." So I guess for whatever it was, literally 4 hours later, he comes back to my order, and he's just like, "Alright, cool, here you go." And he's just like, "Dang." And then he, even when he gave me the thing, bro looked me in my eyes and said, "Me personally, I would have left." And I'm like, "Yo, bro, you think I wanted to be there? Like, you think I wanted to be enduring that, putting up with that? Hell no, man. I want to be home drawing cartoons, or I want to help, like, home, like, playing video games or watching anime. I didn't want to be, like, putting up with that." But like I said, I thugged it out, got it done, and yeah, patience, man. It's a virtue. I'm telling you, bro, it's a difficult skill to master, but your boys got it down pat. And with that being said, here's how it all ties into me literally getting grabbed fucking crazily by a random stranger. March 4th, 2016. March 4th, 2016. It was a typical Friday afternoon at GameStop. The fluorescent lights hummed overhead, casting creepy lighting on all the rows of video games and consoles. There was that one homeless guy outside eating a burrito. All seemed normal, except one small detail. It was the day Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD had officially dropped on the Nintendo Wii. Bro, it was insane and downright claustrophobic. Our store was packed. Like, literally, there were people there that you could tell they were either supposed to be at school or at work, and just said, "Yeah, screw it, dude, it's Zelda, I'm taking the entire day off." Not gonna lie, I respect those kind of people. They understand the assignment completely. So there I am, ringing folks out. My manager Beanica is crossing off certain pre-orders, making sure that everyone who bought a copy gets a copy, and that things are going silky smooth. We also had a new hire at the time. Her name is, well, let's just call her Summer, since she got hired in the summer. And not gonna lie, bro, she was hot! And the funny thing about Summer, she was basically Beanica's friend who got the job thanks to her, and I literally remember how she got it too. Girl, I am telling you, you literally already got the job, just leave it to me. Just one final detail I gotta wrap up. Oh my god, Mr. Minetti, are you losing weight? You look so good. Well, that's a fine observation. Thanks, Beanica. Yeah, bro, next thing you know, several days later, Summer was working here on part-time, but she was literally pulling full-time hours. Mind you, those were my full-time summer hours that she was also, like, siphoning off of, you know, but, like, at the end of the day, I just said, you know what, man? She's cool. She's a lot cooler than a lot of the other employees that we had before at that GameStop location, and it was fine, but, you know, Summer, as time goes on, you'll realize that she was really eccentric, and let me explain how. So Summer's giving me a hand handling all these pre-orders, and dealing with customers, and crazy Karen moms. Just give us the freaking game so I don't gotta hear this little bastard talk! So Beanica then asked me to get more copies from the back, and that to immediately check people's receipts in the lines before they come up to the front, basically to help with the whole pre-order process. So I head into the back, grab the cases, come back to the front of the store, and mind you, at this point, the head rush amount of people who came in at first is starting to soften. Thank God. But it still was a lot to deal with, even at that point. So tired. But here's where things get crazy. So this guy walks into our store, clearly balding, clearly looking a little bit disheveled, but it is what it is, wearing a faded Metallica t-shirt, and for whatever reason, this dude's looking around left and right as if he doesn't want to get in trouble for whatever he's trying to. Like, no joke, bro looked distressed. I don't know what it was. Like, he looked like he was kind of jittery. I'll never forget this. This is one of the weirdest interactions I ever had working at GameStop in my entire life. He just randomly walked in, and he's just kind of like shaking, and I'm just like, alright, bro, like, but, you know, I kind of was able to assess what was going on, but I'm like, you know, he might just have something going on, whatever the case may be. Maybe he just wants to get a game like everybody else, and, you know, he's just going to be cool about it and keep it pushing. Yo, if only I was right. to do. And after working at GameStop for so long, you literally learn how to read customers' body language, so you can always tell when someone's about to be on some bullshit. And trust me, this guy was gunning to be on that timing. So he comes over to me, and I put on my fake I care about my job customer service employee voice. Hey there, need any help finding something? And this guy just looks me up and down, kind of grunts, and says, hey brother, you got any good recommendations? Oh, well, yeah, I mean, the new Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess just came out, and I, for one, highly recommend it. Yeah, I'll get one of those games. Okay, sure. And while I go to grab it, and randomly out of nowhere, he says, God, you got them big arms, don't you, brother? You work out a lot, huh? Not really. Between school and work, who has the time, right? Clearly uncomfortable, but bro, when working in customer service, it is what it is, so I was just trying to get through that transaction and go about my life. Obviously you do. I mean, look at these daddy arms. This dude reaches over the fucking counter and grabs my forearm, then grabs my bicep with the other arm. Look at that peak. Literally, this happened, I'm not even lying. Like, someone tell me, what are daddy arms? Like, oh my, I don't have dad, like, okay, yeah, they're kind of whatever, right? But like, I don't get it. He said he was literally like, look at those daddy arms. And he's just like, oh my gosh. And holy shit. Literally, he grabbed my hand here. And then he grabbed my bicep. And I'm just like, yo, what is going on right now? And I couldn't believe it because, after the whole, like, by the end of the video, I'm going to fill it all in. But like, when that happened at that moment, I was just devastated. I couldn't believe what was going on. I'm just like, wait, what? Never in any job in my life, bro, have I been grabbed, touched, or even like whatever by like a random customer. That's never happened before. So to see that happen in real time the way it did was crazy. I don't even care. It was so weird. And literally I'm just there like getting like grabbed. And the funny thing about it is while it's going on, I can feel myself just getting more and more like, yo, I'm about to crash out. Yo, I'm finna crash out. I don't know. But yeah, literally happened. Super crazy. Side note, let me know if that ever happened to you. Probably not, but yeah, let's continue with this. Gosh, you're good, brother. God, you're probably dripping in kitten. I was shocked at first, but my surprise immediately turned into rage. And I jerked back to get my arm. And don't be lying, bro. I know y'all would have done the exact same thing. So next thing you know, he's like, you're quite strong, my friend. I'm glad you take good care of yourself. Yo, Nah, I'ma crash out, bro. I don't care. I'ma just fade his ass, give everyone in that room the finger, and walk out with a copy of Legend of Zelda I did not pay for. Let's go now! I tell you, the way this dude let go of my arm after Summer put some bass and authority in her voice, you gotta love a woman who can stand on business, bro. Bidika then rushes over, and Summer goes right up to this dude and is like, you do not touch anybody without their permission, male or female. Quickly following up with Bidika like, get out or I'm gonna throw you out. And the dude quickly turns around and just walks away. I don't know, bro. I was just kind of like after the whole thing, so I'm just kind of like staring there. And yo, yeah. Next time, just knock his ass out, Lenny. I got you with a bill, man. Okay. Yeah, I was still in shock about the entire thing. I'm serious. Don't ever think you have to hold back for guys like him. Okay. Summer then gives me the craziest side hug, literally almost suffocating me. Good talk, man. We'll get a beer after work. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I did not know what to say next after that. I then slowly opened the envelope to see... What the... Can I just say that having coworker best friends is awesome? Like, not only that can they cover for you when you're running late, but they can also make work go so much faster. Bro, like 10x faster than it normally would at all. Like, one time it was me and my friend Bear, and we were just chilling at work, and he's like, Bruh, yo, answer me this question real quick. What's hotter, bro? A sports bra or a lingerie bra? And really take it in, my guy. Really take it in. Honestly, Bear, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I never even thought about it for real. Bro, you gotta answer. Just answer. It's fine. Anything will work. Oh, I don't know, then. I guess the lingerie bra. Any answer except that stupid ass one. What, are you serious, bro? It's gotta be the sports bra. The way they're all tucked in there like you're hiding a dirty secret. You guys are disgusting. Me? But I didn't even say, especially you, Len. Do better. Yo, what? But I didn't even... Not gonna lie, Bear was wilding for that, but it was true what I said. it did make time go by really fast. And that was actually a really good thing because work would actually take forever, bro. And I mean forever. Like, you'd punch in and you're just sitting there and you're going to be like this 9 times out of 10. But you can't slouch, so you're just kind of standing, like, you know, trying to reorganize. Do whatever you can to help, like, things go by. Especially when it's slow. So, there was that. So that's why we always came up with, like, random hypotheticals and just, like, whatevers. And it actually did make work go by really quickly. But when I mean coworker best friends, I mean dudes like Bear and Beanica, they were just awesome to be around, especially when it came to work. It would make things fly by, but they would also do like a lot of weird stuff. And honestly, bro, by weird, I just mean it was a product of the environment of what our workplace was. It was one of the most ghettoest GameStops. It had some of the most craziest things always going down. The Beanica and Summer and Bear, there were some badass employees, and by badass I mean like rude and out-of-pocket employees, but they just made the workday a lot smoother and a lot easier. And this is just a small snippet of what actually would normally go on. So, you're about to see what I mean. Coworker besties are a vibe for sure, man. Okay, Bear's not the best guy to use an example, but don't let that little hiccup make you think otherwise. That dumb debate literally made the entire workday fly by at breakneck speed. But I'd be lying if there weren't some crazy strings attached to it. Like, for example, favors. Like, bro, you gotta be able to say no and put your foot down at times. Not only for the sake of the relationship having proper balance, but also for your very own mental sanity. Trust me. Like, one time when Beanica kept asking me to cover shifts for people who kept refusing to show up to work for whatever reason, I had to call her out on it. And it was always me, bro. That's the thing about it. Only because I was one of the guys who would always show up, punch in, and like, I was reliable. But it was annoying. Like, when I get a day off, bro, I want to be able to like enjoy my full day off without knowing that, or worrying that I'm gonna have a phone call that'll be like, can you come in? And I'm like, nah, man, I don't want to have to like worry about that. And that was the craziest thing. She would do it so much, and it was always so funny because she would just be like, yeah, so-and-so's not here today, so if it's cool with you, could you pop by for like, you know, just like 4 hours, 3 hours, whatever, and then you could just like dip, and you know, whatever, I'll buy you food, like, and I did not want to do it at all. Like, I just want to enjoy my day off, play my video games, and just like laze around the house and eat shawarma. Like, bro, that's all I want to do, man. Like, I did not want to have to come in, especially when it's not my day, but she would always ask me and no one else because I was the guy who would always show up. And I always like to be really punctual. I'm like one of the rare black men who love to show up on time. Okay, that's crazy, but yeah, you know what I mean. And whenever she would always ask me to come in, I would always just be like, okay, fine. But bro, no, as time went on, I told myself I'm not doing it anymore, and I'm staying on business, and you're gonna see what I meant. I went right up to her, I held her hand gently, looked deep into her big brown eyes, and I told her, no way in hell. You don't want to end up being a doormat, because at that point, you'll always be miserable and you'll always stay losing. Trust me, I've seen it happen before. It ain't a pretty sight. Just know when to say no. And how do I know this? Bro, I was one of them. I was one of those victims. Let me explain. So, by now, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the fact that I worked at a GameStop and had an insane ragtag bunch of coworkers. Not to mention some of the most out-of-pocket customers you'd ever run into, especially on certain occasions. So there I am, just chilling at work. It was a really slow day, and out of nowhere, Beanica comes running through the front door, looks all shocked and nervous, looks around, stares right at me, and runs right up to me. And now she's all like, Len, I need you to do me a huge favor. No. What? Remember, we're work besties. We always help each other out. No, we don't. You just forced me to do stuff. Well, I'm giving you the option to help me this time because it's not a work-related thing. Please, help me out with this. No. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you. Just keep this envelope in your bag till after your shift and then give it right back to me. And do not look at it. And just like that, I was forced to do something against my will. Story of my life. And now I'm thinking to myself, damn, what is this? Like, bro, what did I just get myself forced into? Without my consent, mind you. Like, bro, I don't want to be doing this. What is this? Drug package peddling? What am I, Jesse from Breaking Bad? So I'm like, sure, whatever. And I just toss it into my bag. And just at that moment, Summer comes in and she looks pissed. I've never seen her look that upset before. And there she's just looking around and she sees Beanica and she starts marching right towards her. Now, I know I worked at probably one of the most ghetto GameStops of all time, but bro, what happens next is one of the funniest employee situations ever. And remember, I'm an innocent in this. This entire mess, I have no idea what's going on. I'm just trying to finish my shift and go home. But Summer gets right up in Binika's face, and she's like, "Give it back." I don't know what you're talking about. Don't play dumb. I know you have it. Now I'm gonna ask you one more time. Give it back. I'd rather die. Bro, the tension was getting so thick I could only fit one C in there. Honestly, thankfully nobody was in the store at the time because these two girls were doing way too much. Here's the thing though, when this happened, it was one of the most random things I've ever seen happen in like any employment I ever had in my life. Because I was literally just chilling there, and then Binika comes in and she's just like, "Lineal, okay, like it's so crazy. I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to make sure like you're just holding on to this for me, and don't open it, okay? Like it's very important that you don't touch this thing, but just kind of hide it, okay? And it's all cool." And I'm just thinking to myself, bro, and you know, I know Binika, so I know that she's not into anything like really crazy or anything like illegal or out of pocket. Like out of pocket, yes. Illegal, no. But I'm thinking to myself, what is this, and why do you look so frazzled and frantic and scared? Like you literally outraced somebody to get here, which she did, Summer, and now you're trying to get me to hide this thing for you. And I, against my better judgment, bro, I put it in my bag, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. I put it in my bag, and using my bag is usually tucked behind the shelf, behind the main front counter desk. It'll be underneath. And as I'm holding my bag, Summer bursts into the room, and she's just like, "You," kind of thing. And I'm like, man, like what is going on? So like it's almost like they were playing like a death game of tag, basically, what they were, honestly. And when I mean these two would get out of pocket, they would scream at each other at work, and like even off the clock, like when they're leaving, they'd start yelling at each other. Like they're best friends, that's why. But when it came to them, they would just wild out whenever, even in the store, until like a customer comes in, they'd be like, "Bitch," and then when someone walks in, they go, "Oh," and then when they leave, they jump back into it, and it was so crazy. And because Binika was a manager and Summer was like an associate, and I was also an associate, no one really cared. They just used to like let it rock. But I'm telling you, bro, this was one of the crazier ones. This is like top 5. This is for sure top 5 of it. And in top 5, I'd say like it comes in number 3. The crazy package incident. And you're about to see what makes it go from like 0 to 100. Then it happens. For a slight hesitant moment, Summer looks directly at me, and I jerk back out of surprise. Remember, bro, one more time, I don't know what's going on in the slightest, so right now my poker face is full on trash. So now Summer's all like, "Lenny, what's in your bag?" Nothing. And also, guys, we shouldn't be doing this in the store. Like, a customer can walk in any minute, and then we'd have to... "Let me see that fucking bag!" Summer then takes off towards me. Binika holds her back. It's like, "Len, run to the back room, hurry!" I make a beeline straight towards the back room, and I lock the door behind me. All meanwhile I hear is a lot of banging and what could be described as a Street Fighter 6 exhibition going on right behind that damn door. I'm just thinking to myself, bro, what is going on? Remember, keep in mind, I'm just supposed to be here to clock in, do my shit, and go straight home. Like, I'm literally thinking to myself, what the hell is going on? Why is Summer crashing out? Like, what's in my bag to make her do that? She's one of the most chillest people here. So what is going on? So now I start thinking to myself, what exactly am I holding on to? Drugs? Some type of illegal shit? An embarrassing snapshot of myself at the company Christmas party? Honestly, yo, I'm not gonna lie. That one's a whole other video in itself for another day, bro. So finally, I'm like, screw it, let me just take a quick peek. I then slowly open the envelope, just to see. And I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I'm starting to get kind of nervous doing this. Probably because a lot of what's going on outside, and the fact that Summer's crashing out, and Binika's trying to prevent her from doing it because of this weird mystery package. But I digress. I get it open, and bro, the first thing I see is... Huh? Porn! Son of a bitch! Damn it, Lenny, I told you not to look inside it! So, it turned out the reason Binika was holding on to a bunch of hentai was Summer had a bit of an addiction and wanted to break that streak. So she asked Binika, no matter what happens, I want you to hold on to this, and under no circumstances are you to give it back to me. And Binika was just upholding her end of the bargain. I just happened to get caught up in the chaos. Sick. Alright, so to provide some proper context, yes, they were NSFW playing cards, but they were actually for a hentai game from an anime called Senran Kagura. And for whatever reason, Summer was really into the series, and she really liked collecting the cards. I did not even know that there are certain like animes that have like a whole like card game fandom, like Senran Kagura. One Piece has its own like card game fandom, so does Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, etc., etc. And I did not even know, like, there's even Attack on Titan cards, what the hell. But yeah, I put one final thing in the car, I look up, BAM! There he is. So alright, so boom, Friday night, I'm there chilling with my manager at work, and just before I'm about to leave, she comes up to me, and she's like, Lanil, and I'm like, what? What's up? And she goes, I have a favor to ask you. And I'm like, sure, what is it? She's like, can you escort me to my car? And I'm thinking, huh? That's kind of weird. Bianca never asked me to escort her to her car, let alone anybody for that matter. But I say, sure, I got you. Is there any specific reason why though? And she goes, truth be told, and that's when she even brings me a little bit closer to her. She tells me there's actually been a guy who's been following me as of late. And I'm like, are you serious? And she goes, I'm dead ass. So I'm like, holy shit, okay. Don't worry about it. Honestly, one of the first mistakes I made was literally not telling someone else. I guess she really didn't want to, but to be honest with you, we should have said something. We should have spoke up and done something, because what happened next, it just, like, the situation just kept, like, slowly elevating. Because I get it, like, Bianca, she was always kind of pretty, but the fact that there was a guy who was just, like, literally kind of following her around the store, and then kind of following her around in general, was pretty weird, I'm not gonna lie to you. So she had every reason to be like really concerned, and even though by this point in time we were like this, we were super close, so 100% I didn't mind, like, you know, staying late and just like escorting her to her car. But in all honesty, what happened next is where the situation just kind of like stammered from, like, you know, out of control, like, you know, more tamed to straight up out of control. So boom, her shift finishes, I wait for her, she kind of signals me to follow her, and I just get up and go on it, but I don't say anything, I'm just following her. So she looks at me, and I nod in agreement. We both get up and go. Now I'm thinking to myself, nothing's gonna happen. It's gonna be like, you know, chill. There's gonna be nobody coming, like she's over exaggerating. But I'm not gonna lie to you. It was closing for that night, and it was already really dark. So I said, okay, if this guy's scaring her that bad, and Bianca being a girl who literally has no fear in her body, but she's moving like this, I know it's something wild. And I'm a pretty big dude myself, but I'm not trying to get into a scrap. But if I got it for one of my homegirls, I guess I will. So next thing you know, we're walking towards her car, and as I'm walking towards her car, I turn to her and I'm like, Bianca, I gotta ask, when did this start happening? And she turns to me and she goes, here's the thing, Len. And I'm like, what's up? She's like, do you remember the guy who came in for that pre-order? And he said he lost his receipt, but I was the one who went out of my way so we can get his copy. So I said, don't worry about it, I got you. All I gotta do is look for your phone number on file. And then he goes, it's my mom's number. And she's like, cool, do you have any ID? I can do that for you. And then as soon as I did that for him and make sure he got his copy, boom, mesmerized. Now, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's just the way I said it. Maybe it's just the fact that I showed him human kindness. But after that, he did not want to let go of me. It was really weird, but it was what it was. Seriously? I'm so serious, Lenny. It's not even funny. Alright. Now, I've had my fair share of creepy customers, crazy customers, and it comes with the territory. It is what it is. It's literally a GameStop, bro. So like, you know, you kind of know what you're getting into as time goes on. But the fact of the matter is, I wasn't there when it happened, but I heard of it happening. Where legit, deadass, this dude, as soon as he got his game, or he was just like, oh, I can't pay for it, or whatever the case may be, or like, you know, I can't order because like I need my mom's number, or whatever the case, because I forgot my receipt. As soon as that got resolved, because like, hey, don't worry about it, just give me your mom's number, I can get it for you, and since it already says that you already prepaid for everything, you're good to go. And that's what it was. Like, she's done that before, I've done that before, and it was cool. But the fact of the matter is, when she said, as soon as she handed him the game, bro, he clapped onto her hands, and that's what made it so weird. That's almost like, wait, what? Are you serious that happened? Like, everybody thought it was the most bizarre thing ever, but that deadass did happen, bro. It was so creepy. And after that, this guy, he just kind of kept like coming back to the store, just to be like, hey, how's it going? And then, like, you know, like he just kind of like float around it, try and chat her up, but she was always busy doing her thing because, like, you know, she was basically a manager. and bro did not, like, he did not let up. Apparently he was relentless. You know what's so funny about it? I actually saw him there a few times myself, but I just assumed he was just kind of like, you know, browsing, shopping around, maybe killing time. I had no idea it went this deep, but it gets worse. So now I'm thinking, damn, she just showed him a little bit of human kindness and now he's all over her like that? That's kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie to you. So next thing you know, we make our way to her car and I'm looking left, I'm looking right. I don't see anybody, but I'm thinking maybe this is just getting to my head. But here's the funny thing about this. Bianca looks back at me and she goes, I'm not gonna lie to you. Almost every other night I can just see him hanging around this plaza. I'm honestly starting to think he has my schedule. And I'm like, damn Bianca, we should notify somebody. And she goes to me and says, Lenny, it's not that deep. It's gonna be okay. So I'm thinking, alright, then I just guess it's all good? We get into the car. I helped put in some of her stuff because she had some boxes that needed to get put in the back seat. I said, don't worry, I got you, it'll be smooth. I put it in the back seat. Next thing you know, bro, I see someone slowly walking toward us. Holy shit, at this moment, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Don't tell me this is an actual real thing. Bro, for a split second, I stood there like a deer in the headlights. Bro, I couldn't believe it. It was the same guy that she just described. This was insane. At this point, I honestly could not believe it. Bro, she just described him to me while we were walking to her car. And boom, she said he likes to hang around here sometimes. But you know when someone tells you that, you're thinking, I'm not gonna see this person. I'm not running into this guy, no way. And then you legit do. And it's so crazy. But around that area, to be fair, around that plaza, around that area, you did see it like the locals would kind of circulate around it. It was what it was. People lived close by, it like whatever the case may be. But it was just so bizarre for her to describe him, and literally 10 to 11 minutes later, he shows up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's no flipping way. So from here on out, it just goes, it's like each time you think it couldn't get more weird or bizarre, it just kind of did throughout this whole scenario. Balding dude, long ass nose. I'm like, yo, is that him for real coming towards us? Maybe it's because I'm here. Maybe because he feels that there's another person here that he can now approach. I don't know. Now, at this point, everything I say moving forward, I'm not lying to you. This 100% happened. I put one final thing in the car. I look up. BAM! There he is. So he just goes, hey, are you the boyfriend? And before I can even mutter out 2 words, bro, you won't believe what Bianca did. So I'm looking at Bianca. Bianca's looking at me. Bianca then goes, get the fuck away from my car! Loud as hell. At this point, she was clearly done with him, and honestly, I can't blame her. This was getting really out of hand. I mean, the whole plaza must have heard that. But the funny thing is, no one else is in the plaza right now. And to make matters even crazier about this, it's the fact that he's just like, look, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to ask you out for dinner, maybe? Now, I understand that Bianca was actually an attractive girl, but this was getting out of control. Who does this? Who operates like that? It was one of the most obscene things I've ever seen. Now, he's super apologetic. She then says, no, I don't know you like that. Please respect my boundaries. I'm not interested. And yeah, this guy, he is my boyfriend. So, if you don't mind, could you please step the fuck off and leave us alone? And that's what it was. I was supposed to be the boyfriend buffer, but honestly, with this situation, I don't even care. I mean, I completely understood the assignment. I basically said, yo bro, it is what it is. Can you please respect our relationship and back up? Dude looks down, dude looks left and right, feeling like a fool. He then goes, fuck, alright, you got it. I'm sorry, I apologize, ma'am, I'm sorry. And he's just being apologizing and takes like 4 steps back, maybe. And he's like, that wasn't my intention to upset you or make you uncomfortable in any way. She goes, well, I'm not gonna lie to you, you did. Now at this point in time, I'm waiting for this dude to leave. Tell me why you won't believe what happened. Tell me why he's still there. Like, bro, just leave. But he doesn't want to. He's just like he's trying to confirm something as if it's what we just said was real. So at this point, we're ready to go. Bianca's like, I'm getting a fucking restraining order. Len, you drive. I'm driving now. Remember, I never drove Bianca's car, and this shit's a stick shift. So I had to learn right then and there. So I'm doing this, and I just only learned a little from what I've seen my brother do, because he used to drive stick all the time. And I'm just doing it, and he's kind of like still watching us, just kind of looking in the car, but not really looking at me, kind of mostly trying to stare at Bianca. Maybe that's one of the reasons she didn't want to be driving. And just the fact that this dude's creepy as hell. Like, I get it. I'm telling you, whatever she said to him got him mesmerized. And truth be told, I was like, Bianca, what did you tell him? And that's all it took. It got him hook, line, and sinker. So next thing you know, I finally figured this shit out. Barely, but I got it. So I'm driving a little. Well, I put it in gear 1, and I hit the thing, and it's going, stalling, and then it goes. Again, bro, I drive automatic, I don't drive stick, it is what it is, I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually recommend learning stick, because it's actually pretty cool, and a lot of other countries don't have automatic drive like that. But anyway, so now we're driving, and the funny thing is, I look up in the rear view mirror. Tell me why, bro, I deadass see him just staring. And I'm like, yo, shoot, Bianca, I'm not gonna lie to you, girl, he might be memorizing your license plate. I mean, you might actually have a situation on your hands for real. I don't know, what do you want us to do about this? And she's like, I'll let you know. Let's just get to my apartment for now. And I can't drive this shit. So we swap seats. She gets out, she jumps in, and as we're going, she's just like, do you think he already knows where I live? And I'm like, don't even say that. Don't worry about it. He probably doesn't know. It's not that wild. It's not that serious. Let's just get you home. And I promise you everything will be okay. Fast forward to the next week. Bianca calls me over and she's like, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, what? What's going on? And bro, this girl was looking frazzled. And remember, this is a woman who I know has no fear in her body, bro. So the fact that she said, I need to talk to you like that, and was looking like that, I was just already assuming the worst. So I'm like, oh no. And she's just like, Lenny, you won't believe what happened. And I'm like, Bianca, what's going on? She then said, remember that creepy stalker guy? He might be following me and trying to figure out where I live for real. Seriously? Or worst case scenario, he might actually already figured out where my condo is. I'm like, Bianca, this is serious. Like, I'm not even joking. This is dead ass serious. You gotta notify the police now. You gotta get Minetti involved. Minetti being the store manager. And then Bianca's like, I don't want it to get that deep. And I'm like, Bianca, listen to me. It's already gotten that deep. You're a very pretty girl, but at the same time, some dudes be wilding about that. So we gotta notify the authorities. Next thing you know, Bianca goes, okay. So right after that, she tells Mr. Minetti. And he goes, what? Who? And she goes, the same dude from the Black Ops pre-order release. And he goes, what? Seriously? And I'm like, yep, I even saw him when I was closing with Bianca. And Mr. Minetti's like, alright, let's just handle this. Alright, some context to this. So basically what happened was, she said she spotted her near where she lived. And that's when people got really, really concerned. And I kept telling her, you gotta tell somebody. Maybe you should tell someone. But I get where she was coming from, because she didn't want this to become like a whole thing where you get like more people involved in the situation, and then everybody knows, and then before you know it, oh no, she's going through the situation and whatnot. But it was pretty freaking creepy, bro. Like, he was just like really into her, and he did try to ask her out while we were there, bro. I still remember it to this day. I'm just helping her put something in her car. I'm like this, and I look up, and then he's like right there, if not going like walking right up to me. And it was so kind of such like a jarring experience, because you hear of like weird creepy shit like this, but to actually be in it yourself is such a polarizing feeling. So it felt so odd, but I did know what was happening at the time, so I did play the role. I'm just like, yo, man, yeah, we're together. We're like this. We're like peas and carrots, man. So, respectfully, like, go fuck off. Like, so she wanted him to leave her alone. He didn't necessarily, like, he did take no for an answer, but he's just like, all right, I'm gonna back off, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna, like, you know, like, look at you. So that was going on, and she allegedly said she saw him around her place, and as soon as it got to that point, you knew it was raps, because why was he even doing that? I have no idea. And not only that, after we notified our manager, Mr. Minetti, what he did was he basically said, okay, we're gonna tell him, we're gonna, like, you know, get the police involved, which they did, and they talked of it, discussed it, and I guess, you know what's funny about it? I never saw him again, so I guess it did work. Like, you know, like, I only knew as much as, like, I was allowed to know, and Bianca personally, at the time, she didn't really want to share too much about it, but, literally as time went on, she did tell, like, you know, a couple other employees, and I was one of the guys who, like, knew what was going on, so people were asking me, and I would say, I don't know, it was just weird. But the fact that the whole thing is, the whole thing that, like, really stabbed it was towards the end of the whole situation, when Bianca actually came back to me. She's like, Len, you know what's so funny about this? And I was like, why? What could be funny about this? She's like, man, this wouldn't have happened if I didn't show this dude human kindness. And I was like, yo, don't say that, because, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, it's just one guy out of a sea of many, but valid, 110% valid. She has every right to feel that way, because that shit was super, super weird. But, with that being said, man, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, and all that cool jazz. Guys, I'm actually going to be posting on my gaming channel, I want to say daily, if not daily, like basically every other day moving forward. So if you guys want to check that out, check out Lennester EXP down below. That'd be really awesome. I also got a Patreon that's going to be dropping really soon. It's going to have some really good content, bro. I'm not going to lie. Stuff that I'm not going to be sharing here is going to be seen over there. So if you want, feel free to sign up. Like, I'm just getting my bearings for it. But as soon as December hits, I'm just going to be going like this and dropping a lot of content on there. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all for checking out the vid. You know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, and all this stuff. Take care of yourselves, guys, and I will talk to you later. All right, see ya.